episode 8 of the Sports Roast. I am always your host, Greg John Pino. I didn't hit you with an episode last week. Watching stuff, jotting stuff down. Don't be mad at me. All 5 of you. Yeah, I'm back. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff is happening in the world of sports. So, biggest news from the weekend and last week, obviously, the fallout, I guess that's the right word, of the NFL draft. It is done and over and past us, and now we really just have to look forward to the big schedule release in May. I mean, come on, spare me. Yeah, you want to be a 12-month sport. We could take that. We could take May off. Let's take May off. Let's give it to the NHL and NBA. How's about that? So, let's get right to it. Cameron Ward, according to Roger Goodell, goes first. No surprise there. I did look up for some of these draft picks, and NFL or pro football comps, and I looked at PFF for that. They gave him Big Ben. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I see that. Cam Ward's going to fumble. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to force things. I don't know. I don't know which Big Ben they're comparing him to. Young Big Ben, prime Big Ben, old, can't move, hobbling my way into the playoffs because I have a really good coach and defense, Big Ben. I don't know which Big Ben I see with Cam Ward. I think I might see like a less athletic, more prone to turning it over, Kyler Murray maybe. I don't know who I see when I see Cam Ward. We'll see, but I think he is going to have to learn to hold that ball tighter. We'll see. I don't know, but Cam Ward goes to the Tennessee Titans. And then what every prospect wants to see is the Jacksonville Jaguars trading up for you, right? That's what everyone wants to see if you're in that green room waiting to be called. But Travis Hunter, that was his reality. That was his life. He seemed pretty damn happy to go to Duval. And I think he's going to be good. They need a weapon there. They could always use some help on defense. His comparison was Champ Bailey. They did not give a wide receiver comparison, but he's pretty damn good. He can get it. Pause. He can go get the ball. That's what I meant. So Champ Bailey was their comp that I saw on PFF. He's going to be good. Listen, he talks the talk, he walks the walk. Heisman winner. He's going to play both sides. I heard people really, I'll give credit. Andrew Hawkins, I think he does a good job on his platforms. Andrew Hawkins said, you're going to get like 80% of him at cornerback and 80% of him, of his potential at wide receiver, because he thinks it's going to be hard to, when's he going to be lifting and in the meetings for both positions. So he's got a lot on his table if he is in fact going to play a true 50-50 split at these positions. We'll see. I don't know. There's good money at both positions if you're elite at them. I don't know if that's on his mind right now. He's obviously coming. I mean, I say obviously. I don't know numbers, but I'm pretty sure he's coming into the NFL a millionaire already. So who knows what's going on with him mentally, with where he's looking to make the most money. I don't know. I don't really think that matters. I think if he is a shutdown corner, he gets paid. If he's a number one receiver, close to CeeDee Lamb or something like that, he's going to get paid. So, I don't know. Again, his comp, Champ Bailey. And then we get to the third pick. The Giants stayed put. They took Abdul Carter out of Penn State. His comp here is Micah Parsons. I don't agree with that either. Why? Because they both went to Penn State. I don't understand that one. But Abdul Carter making headlines. He wants 56. If you don't know, 56 is retired by the Giants because it is the great Lawrence Taylor's number, one of the best defensive players ever in the NFL, top 5, maybe the best. I don't know. I'm a Derek Thomas guy myself. Call me crazy, but I've seen him do things on the field that no one else did. But yeah. So LT, that's like me asking my older brother for his master's degree. I didn't earn that. It's his. It's put away. I didn't earn 15. Like it's just, this is weird. We'll see. I believe Lawrence Taylor politely said no. But I guess it's up to the Giants ultimately. I don't know. They gave one. Maybe he knows that Malik Neighbors got one. That was like the first retired number in the NFL, I believe. Was the Giants number 1? I forgot the name of the retired player, but I think their family said fine, and Malik Neighbors was pretty thankful about it. And Malik Neighbors went out there and balled out. Not saying that Abdul Carter won't, but I don't know. No one even knows who number 1 was on the Giants, unless you're a huge Giant fan and probably over the age of 60. But, sheesh, it's a big ask. I don't know. Abdul Carter, maybe why don't you get a sack first? And then once you get a second sack after that, and then once you make a Pro Bowl, and then once you become an All-Pro, and then maybe create your own legacy with your own number in New York or Jersey, more accurately. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, the 4th pick. This was pretty much set in stone too. Everyone knew this was going to happen. Will Campbell, the 3-year starter, LSU, the tackle. Looking like a Dick Tracy villain in that suit, but good dude, good player, and all this nonsense about small arms. You don't play offensive tackle with your arms, so you play it with your legs. So he is with your feet, more accurately. So he's going to be a stud for Vrabel up there. Hopefully he gets a little better Taylor. Or, I don't know. He looks like he works for, Little Face or Big Boy, Prune Face or something like that. That outfit, that suit was hilarious. I was waiting for Warren Beatty to slap him with cuffs. But, yeah, Will Campbell will be blocking for Drake May now. And he will be shutting down those warplane DNs and the Finns and all those. So we'll see. I think he'll have a very long, very good career. And then I believe it was the 6th pick. I'm not going to give you every pick here, but Ashton Genty goes to Tom Brady and the Vegas Raiders. And his comp, Ryan Ramczyk was the comp for Will Campbell. Who cares about O-line comps? And Ashton Genty's comp was Alvin Kamara. Okay. We'll see. It's a very good comp. Kamara's a very good player. I think Genty's going to do more on the ground than Kamara. Kamara does a lot in the air, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Another notable pick. My old warplanes, my former lover, they get into bed with an LSU tight end. Very good college performer. It's Mason Taylor, the tight end at LSU. So now Joy Taylor is a Jet fan. I'm not hating that. What's up, JT? I don't know if anyone called you that, but I just did. So Zach Thomas's nephew. Zach Thomas's nephew, right? And Jason Taylor's son, former Jet, former Miami great, NFL Hall of Famer. Good genes, good bloodlines. He goes to the Warplanes in Jersey. And I think he'll be very good. But here's my issue with the Warplanes. I mean, listen, my kitty cats, my football kittens, my Bengals, they went with some SEC size and defense, and they understood the assignment with Al Golden. See if he can put something together on that side of the ball for Joey Burrow. But Jets. The Jets. Offensive coordinator from Detroit wasn't Ben Johnson. head coach from Detroit, former Jet, former Parcells player, and Aaron Glenn. Very good player for the Jets. Very smart, tough. But only the Jets and Woody Johnson would mimic the Detroit Lions franchise. A franchise that's never even played in a Super Bowl. Only the Jets would mimic the Detroit Lions. Maybe next they will mimic the Cleveland Browns. I mean, it's pretty damn funny. They're not mimicking the Ravens. They're not mimicking the Steelers. No. They saw what Dan Campbell has yet to achieve and go, we want to be that. We want to be underachievers in the playoffs and give Jameson Williams, whatever the hell his name is, Jameson Williams, we want to give him the ball in a big spot in the playoffs. We want him to throw the ball instead of Jared Goff. So you can't make this shit up. That is what the Jets have done. They are full wannabe Lion mode. Let's see how that works out. But, hey, they have Sam Laporta, now Mason Taylor. Oh, boy. They did draft an offensive lineman before Mason Taylor in the first round out of Missouri, who was said to be the best athlete of all the offensive linemen in this draft. We'll see. Former lover. I'm always going to check in. You're always going to check in on your ex, right? But anyway. Speaking of the Cleveland Browns, they are the team that ended the drama and finally took Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. That was the only reason to watch the draft after about the 10th or so pick, unless you went to a big school or your team was picking late. It really was a boring draft. I think this draft has a ton of good starters that will have long NFL careers. Probably a few Pro Bowlers here and there. But I don't know if we'll see greatness from this draft. I think we'll see really, really good players for a long time. But that's just my opinion. What the hell do I know? But, Shedeur Sanders, a ton of quarterbacks went before him, including Dylan Gabriel. Let me throw some pictures up for the YouTube audience. It's Shedeur Sanders. That is him at the Combine. He did not attend the draft in Green Bay. There's Dylan Gabriel for you. I'll tat it up. So Dylan Gabriel following suit as a very super senior quarterback at Oregon, who got trounced by Ohio State, who had about 14 picks in this draft or whatever. Thank God, get rid of those. Go infest the NFL where no one really cares where you went. So, yeah, you heard what I said. You know who I'm talking to. All you Ohio State fans out there. Enough. So, Dylan Gabriel. I looked up his pro comp. Again, he was drafted before Shedeur. It's a crowded quarterback room there now in Cleveland with they traded for Kenny Pickett. They have, I believe they still have Deshaun Watson's dying body. And they have Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders and Gabriel. So Dylan Gabriel, I looked up his pro comp, and I found Shane Falco from the Washington Sentinels. That's who I think Dylan Gabriel will be. Maybe you should try scrambling. If you know Shane Falco, replacement quarterback. Played well for Gene Hackman, the late great Gene Hackman. So that's what Dylan Gabriel's got. Jackson Dart and his very attractive mother go to the Giants. The Giants traded up late in the first round to go get him. I will have an eye on him and his mother. So Jackson Dart, what I see in him, I didn't look up his comp, and what I think he is, I think his ceiling is Cleveland Browns Baker Mayfield. You might like that, you might not. But I like Baker Mayfield now with that Tampa team. It's like MVP caliber, really. Played great this year. Beat those Lions that the Jets are trying to be. And it's taken that team to the playoffs twice, right? So yeah, so we'll see what Jackson Dart can do. Locally here on Long Island, I know Tommy DeVito was hosting a draft party out in Smithtown at some bar. I don't know names, plus they're not paying me to say their name. So I thought it was a little weird that he would promote a draft party. I'm sure he got a pretty penny, but he was pretty much celebrating or partying with people, hosting a party to watch the Giants draft his replacement. So that's rough. But Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, maybe will land somewhere when that first quarterback injury happens in preseason. Who knows? Good luck, Tommy Cutlets. Seemed like a good dude, and I know that. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you held out in that Jersey sub place, right? You creep. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't want your the other Dick Tracy villain that we'll talk about is Tommy DeVito's agent. I don't want him coming for me. He's actually a good dude. I've seen interviews with him. Looks can be deceiving. So, Tommy DeVito and your agent, best of luck, fellas. All right, now we're going to transition to some NBA. And listen, I'm excited. Some TV shows have come back into my life. I won't mention my name, but good shows that I like have come back to TV. But the best thing on television right now, for my 2 cents, is this Nugget Clipper series is phenomenal. They play again tonight in Game 5. It's a 2-2 series. We've had overtime. We've had multiple one-score games. We've had a buzzer-beater dunk, which was crazy. And they had to review this, check fingers, and if it was in the cylinder, and all that. But yeah, Aaron Gordon, buzzer-beater dunk to avoid going into a 3-1 hole against this Clipper team that's pretty damn good. They lack a little size, but damn, Kawhi is playing like Kawhi, healthy, prime Kawhi, and obviously James Harden is a vet, and he's still, pretty lethal from 3, and is, high IQ out there. So I'm rooting for this Nugget team. I like a lot of teams in this playoff bracket, but I'm rooting for this Nuggets. I tend to like the older guys now. I don't know why. Well, I love Ant-Man. I love Anthony Edwards. With him in a second, but yeah, this Nugget series is phenomenal. Tune in if you're not doing anything. Why not? So that's the Nuggets update. Little nugs. Little nuggies, clippies. 2-2, Game 5 tonight. Now that's the good of the NBA first round. Here's the bad. Woof. Cleveland just took care of Miami. They were up 60 last night, folks. It's hard to do on both ends. It's hard to lose by 60. It's hard to get a lead by 60. My God. So I guess Miami was ready to stay in Miami for vacation for the off season. 1, 2, 3, Cancun, whatever the joke is. The TNT guys. So Cleveland joins OKC as the 1 seed that swept the 8 seed. So Cleveland will be rested and ready for whoever comes their way next, which will most definitely be Indiana. Indiana is up 3-1, and Damian Lillard just tore his Achilles. Speedy recovery. Wish you health, Damian Lillard. It's good for the NBA. Good guy, great player, Hall of Famer. You don't, especially these older guys, older legs, you don't want to see, it happened to Kobe, it happened to Durant, Klay Thompson. You don't just happen to Kyrie Irving. Hate them or love them. They are good for the NBA. They're Hall of Famers. They are great players, and you're right. We're not assholes here. We want athletes to go out on their own terms. But anyway, so Indy is up 3-1. They should close that out soon. And that Milwaukee team, it's probably going to look very different next year. Does that mean Giannis ends up in Miami? Maybe. Does that mean Giannis ends up San Antonio? Something crazy? I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know if Giannis will be a Buck much longer. Who gives a buck? But all right, now go to the Knicks series. Jeez, how is that? For the YouTube audience, yes, that was the Hart play on Hardaway Jr. at the end. I don't know how in the world that was not a foul. That's a foul, I believe, in every league at every age. with no refs, that's a foul. That's a foul in prison, maybe. So I mean, the Knicks are up 3-1. It really should be 2-2. In my opinion, we'll see. Detroit's got fight. I think Detroit's going to grow from this if they can keep this roster intact. I mean, these teams are playing to see who loses to Boston, but still, it's been a pretty good series. A lot of questionable refereeing, and I got no love for the Knicks, but we'll see how they do, how they perform going forward. Speaking of the Celtics, that game's tonight. Sorry, so Game 5 is tonight for the Knicks and Pistons. Boston is up 3-1 on Orlando. Orlando's playing well. They just can't close. And Banchero's turning into a star. The Warriors went up 3-1 last night. Jimmy Butler returned, hit about 15 free throws. Just makes the right play, and it was chippy. The second half was great basketball, though. Sengun, and the big, I think he's a Kiwi, right? The big guy, can't think of his damn name. The big center, Steven Adams. He played a lot for Houston. He was a nice little wrinkle for them. But 3-1 to Warriors. See if they can close out that team. Udoka has a really good team. They don't have a guy. They don't have a guy that can get you 25 automatically, like Curry and Butler. But so Golden State should close that out shortly. Speaking of closing out, Minnesota up 3-1 on the Lakers. Dun dun dun. Saw that coming though. Younger, better team with size. Luka and LeBron are only two men. They can't play center. They can't grow, to 7 feet overnight. So, like I said, OKC swept. So that's your NBA. Little catch up. And we're gonna go on to the other bracket that's around. Great series. Listen, gun to my head, I'm watching Nuggets Clippers, but I have watched Avs Stars, which has been phenomenal. Back and forth. Dallas just went up 3-2 last night. This has been fun. Firepower everywhere. It's unfortunate this is the first round matchup, the way they do seeding in the NHL, but that's what we have. And this one's chippy as hell. The Florida series, the Panthers and Lightning, with Florida going up 3-1 on Tampa last night. This has been chippy. The Barkov hits, the Hagel stuff, even Cooper and Maurice jabbing each other in the media. This one's good. This is what you love about playoff hockey. Had my eye on this too. I've missed a lot of chippiness, but listen, Tampa Bay. You're playing a team that ended the Bruins, that ended the Rangers, and could possibly end Vegas this year. They're ending you, and as an Islander fan, you love to see it. So, R.I.P. this Tampa Bay. Can you say dynasty? I don't know. R.I.P. this Tampa Bay run, in my opinion. So long, suckers. I think this will be very hard to close out for Florida. They could be one of those like 7-2 games, but the eventual outcome will be Florida winning this series. I don't think Tampa has enough in them to win 3 straight against that team, that veteran Stanley Cup DNA team. So, other series around the league, fun ones, man. Fun ones in Jets Blues is 2-2. LA Edmonton back and forth. That one's crazy. There's a goal. If you look away, there's a goal. LA Edmonton 2-2. Wild Vegas, same thing. Great series. Wild and Vegas are tied at 2-2. So good stuff. So overall, obviously, the NHL has a phenomenal product in the playoffs. If you're not tuning in, Toronto's up 3-1, Carolina's up 3-1, and Washington's up 3-1. Those should wrap up soon. I do think the Devils might put up a fight more than Ottawa and Montreal. They have it in them, but Carolina always wins that first series, and then they just run out of gas, and they run out of really clutch performing, in my opinion. This Panther team. Carolina Panthers are not clutch. You heard it here first. This Carolina Hurricanes team, they don't have that clutch gene, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So that's your little NHL roundup. Then Champions League semifinals were today, and talked about it last episode. Arsenal versus PSG. Early goal by Dembele. 1-0 final in London. Arsenal is down 1-0 going into the second leg, and tomorrow we'll see Barca versus Inter. Let's go Barca. Yeah, so good soccer to finish the European tournament. Liverpool has won the EPL, their new coach, and makes me sick because Arsenal played like crap early on, and red cards, can't get a game-winning goal as of late. So Liverpool has won the EPL again. So the Man City run is over, thankfully, and now we need this Liverpool run to be over. We'll see. Going forward, we'll see how that goes. All right, and then a couple MLB things locally for me before we wrap up. The Mets with the first of 20 wins. They get McNeil back. They get Alvarez back. Played a wild series against wild 4-game series, right, against the Nationals. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see Alvarez back. It's fun to see Nimmo have 9 RBI, unless you're playing him in fantasy like I was, which is brutal. But the Mets look good. The Mets should eventually get Manaea and Montas back. They will be buyers. I don't know how much they will spend, but I think they will be buyers. And it's no secret that Lindor has mentioned Sandy Alcantara by name to the press, and he said it would be an equal acquisition to the Juan Soto one. So I don't know. We'll see. The pitching's been damn good. Griffin Canning putting up W's, and I know McGill didn't get that win Sunday, but McGill's been good. Peterson, everyone's been pretty damn good. The bullpen's been phenomenal, outside of a few blemishes. But Mets look damn good, but obviously the NL West pretty damn fierce, and the Mets will be tested with a good Diamondback team this week. And then they have the Dodgers coming up. They have the Yankees coming up. The Yankees, if you're a Yankee fan and you're celebrating Juan Soto's quote-unquote slow start, he's been on base about every other at-bat, it feels like, but you might want to look at your own mirror first, because your all-star acquisition at closer just lost his closing job before May. So, Yankees right now. And then last story of the day, speaking of the Yankees, their big slugger, one of the best players in the league, Aaron Judge, was named World Baseball Classic 2026 U.S. captain. All right, glad he's playing. Glad he's changed his mind from previous years, previous tournaments. How do we feel about this USA? Because he doesn't really perform in the big spot. Aaron Judge comes up a little small when it counts most. Aaron Small. Remember Aaron Small? He had a big neck. Aaron Small neck. Oxymoron. So Aaron Judge takes the mantle from, I believe, Mike Trout. I'm not even sure, but we'll see who's on this team. They had a hell of a tournament last time, but they ran into the Japanese team, and all their stuff was I believe Roki. I think Roki Sasaki and Yamamoto, and obviously Shohei in that epic final at bat. Epic. I can't believe I said epic. In that really entertaining final at bat, in the final game, the gold medal game, when he struck out the aforementioned Mike Trout to win it all for his country. So Aaron Judge taking the mantle, no pun intended. He's a Yankee. Get it. Aaron Judge will captain the U.S. team in the next tournament. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool when these guys, play. I wish that tournament was pushed into the summer, I don't know how the Korean and the Japan League and Mexican League and Dominican League, I don't know how that would work for them, just off the top of my head. But I wish it was pushed into the summer. I think we could have, every, 3 or 4 years, have this tournament and go back to COVID. Leading up to the tournament and coming back from this tournament, if it's only like 2 weeks, have double headers scheduled, 7 innings each. Who cares? Who cares? That there hasn't been anything as entertaining in baseball. Nothing has touched Shohei versus Trout for gold. You just saw it in Paris with LeBron, Curry, and Durant having to play their asses off to beat Serbia and Jokic. It's special. It's fun. It gets casual fans into it. It gets non-fans into it. If they're playing for, if they're not playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, people care about the Stars and Stripes. So I don't know. It's fun. It's good for the game. I wish it wasn't a spring training event. I don't know. I think more people might like it. I understand Edwin Diaz went down celebrating, but that's going to happen. I mean, people get hurt bringing in groceries. People slip in the shower. People cut their hands playing with drones. So shit happens. But yeah, captain. I mean, the real Captain USA is David Wright. Don't get it twisted. That will always be his baseball nickname. But anyway, I've said enough. I've spoken enough. I've caught you up in the world of sports. So my job is done. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do to get more of me. I will be back possibly the end of this week to make up for my lack of episode last week. Possibly, maybe we could catch you up on the Inter-Barca match. The first leg of the Champions League. We'll catch up on some of these first round series. Could be ending very soon. So please like, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do to get more of me. And you'll know when the next show is. I'm trying to keep it to Wednesdays, but things happen. I don't want to talk about an event before it happens. So Wednesdays, Thursdays, but I didn't come last week, so I didn't come at you with an episode last week, so I had to make up for that. So this is it. This is the post-draft episode. Shout out to Sam. Have a good Monday, everyone.